let's talk best bets for tomorrow. Kyle, we've got a 3-game slate featuring the Knicks and Pistons. Pistons plus 1.5, a home dog.
Yep.
Total is 214.5. I'm gonna have to bet the Pistons on the series price based off of where this number is. I couldn't believe when we did this Buckets this morning that it was there. Grizzlies are plus 8.5. It's down a half point from 9. Total's 226.5, up from 225. And Nuggets Clippers is at 213.5, opened at 216.5. I gave out the under today on Buckets, and Clippers are -5 now, up from -4.5. What you got some best bets for tomorrow on the slate, Kyle?
Yeah, I got some player props that I like. The Pistons line, like you mentioned, was pretty interesting. I think they were actually favored at one point early afternoonish. They got to -1 on FanDuel, I think, which was pretty interesting. It was a pretty big turn of events there with the number. I think if they can just avoid bad turnovers and these bad runs by the Knicks, I think they have a really good chance to win the series. A couple bets that I like for tomorrow in the player props. Kind of already talked about Cade there. Like him over 36.5 points. Honestly, I don't think we've really seen him max out on minutes yet in terms of, again, playoff atmosphere, home game, 1-point spread. He played 42 minutes last game, so it might sound crazy that I don't think he's quite maxed out yet, but last game, he had a couple of stints where he was taken out of the game and they quickly wanted him right back in there. So I would not be surprised to see a game where Cade plays 44 minutes in this series. Even when projecting him for 39, I have him for 33 points and 9.5 assists. So liking the over on points and assists. And again, I know that they're obviously focusing on him a ton, but he's just still so good at getting to the basket. So I'm typically not going to be Cade's not going to be a guy I'm projecting inefficient performances from just because of where he gets his high value shots. That's right around the rim. I think he'll continue to do that. And obviously we saw in game 1, he had 12 assists. So even if he has a game where he only scores 26 to 28 points, he has 12, 13, 14 assist upside. So I like that Cade number again. John Morant over 30.5 points. Sort of worried about where we would find him minutes wise. Obviously, you have to worry a little bit about blowouts in those early games. Spreads a little bit closer. 30.5, 29.5 actually on some books for points and assists. He played 40 minutes last game. This game stays close. And we've talked about, 0-2 teams in series being able to kind of hold the game close, especially as an 8 seed. 40 minutes. If he plays 42 minutes, 41 minutes, even if he only plays 40 again, I think he crushes this number, or at least has a good chance to. Again, obviously not the greatest of matchups, but again, you're just expecting more minutes there for Ja. When I project him for 38 minutes, I have him for 29 points and 8.2 assists. So I am almost going over this number on points alone. So love that Ja number. And then I guess last one I'll give out is Aaron Gordon over 2.5 assists. Looking at him for 38 minutes. He played 46 minutes in that overtime game in game 1 of the series. Played 38 minutes last game. So he's clearly in a good spot for 38 plus minutes again here, I would assume. 2 games in terms of, low production, only 1 assist in both those games. Only 5 potentials last game, but again, I have 4.5 assists in this one, so I'll take the over there on 2.5.
Excellent. Good stuff there. I like that Aaron Gordon played quite a bit. I'm probably going to be on Beasley. I'm on Duran over on assists. I'm probably going to be on – I'll look at either Beasley or Hardaway. One of those guys, I'm going to be on their 3-point prop because I think that's that to me is the thing. How about this? Kyle Wade says Grizzlies are most likely winning. Most likely is a bold statement for a team that's 8.5-point dog. But, look. Oh, also – I mentioned if you covered in that last game that you do very well in that game 3. If you did not cover and you lost and you were an 8 seed in game 3, you are 9-14 straight up, 39%, 10-13 ATS. 9-14, 39% is actually not bad, right?
Yeah, it's not terrible.
40 and at plus 800, it's not like a bad price. You can catch Brian's picks over on the Buckets episode in our YouTube channel and on podcast form. I'm not going to make him go through them again tonight.
But I will here. I added one since we spoke.
Definitely give me the one you added.
Okay, it's the one that we talked about a little bit, but I officially added it. The parlay of Russell Westbrook hitting 1 3 and Nikola Jokic hitting 2 threes, just because of the process that we've seen. And Russell Westbrook has taken 12 threes in this series so far. 6 in game 1, 6 in game 2. And Nikola Jokic, especially if you watch game 2, he kind of feels like, shit, I have to take threes against Zubats and against this defense. So I think these numbers are a little bit low, but I got the parlay with the two of those. Westbrook to get a 3, Jokic to get 2 at almost plus 150, plus 147. So I was like, yeah, I'll take a shot at that. So Russell Westbrook, as you mentioned, Matt, earlier, been better than people think, especially from the corners in particular. And the Clippers look like they are willing to live and die on Russell Westbrook corner threes, and Russell Westbrook will happily try to kill them. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, so Russ is 35% from the left corner, which is actually where he's hit most of these shots, funnily enough, but he's over 40% from the right corner. And the Clippers are going to send help from there because that's where they're going to send help from. You're not going to send help off of MPJ. So they're going to send help off of Russ, and Russ is going to keep shooting him because he has to in order to break him. Timberwolves smash, says Ben King.
I do think they could have in one of these games, at least in Minnesota. That series, I still feel like I don't really have a firm grip on that series yet. I haven't really played much from that series either. From a prop perspective, I may have done one prop across those two games, but Lakers Wolves has been a tough one for me.
Yeah, I've had a hard time with it too. Honestly, it's been tough to kind of figure out where that number needs to be. The Lakers are 3-point dogs tomorrow. I make Wolves minus 6.7, so I'm going to be on Wolves there. I do have one to give out. I've been teasing it. I have an overtime bet. Pistons Knicks overtime. 15.
Yes.
So, I'm going to put that in right now.
I'll look this up. There's some research out there that suggests that home court advantage in the playoffs should actually be around 4.5. That's a market number, but we know that home court advantage has deteriorated over the last 10 years. So if we use a more normalized version of home court, more similar to what I use in the regular season. Now, I'm using a standardized number and not a team specific one for Detroit or New York or any of these teams. If we use that model, then I get this down to it's a 1. So that's where this number is at. But here's the crazy thing is like the book's telling you that this is expected to be a 1-point game. The Knicks on the road are a 1-point favorite with a favorable whistle in a late game environment. And the number for overtime is 15-1. So the outcomes are difficult to nail here, but we've done really well with them. It's a long shot. Not saying to put a full unit on it, but I'll be on Knicks Pistons overtime 15-1 tomorrow. That's going to be a play I'll be on. All right. Kyle Wade, make sure you don't parlay it with another overtime bet. Accurate.
I got some bad news for our same game parlay.
What's that?
Sounds like Pods is available to return. There might not be good for Buddy Hield.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Also, Quentin Post is in a 3. Damn it.
Yeah.
He's sick.
Fred VanVleet had a couple of potential assists in this quarter already that have not happened. So it looks like that's gonna. We'll smash the Warriors under. I think we're gonna hit that. But
we need Pods to start throwing up on the sideline.
Kyle actively rooting for Pods to start throwing. Zyra says the Bucks have a chance game 3, at least first half. Teams down at 0-2 first half is tried and true. Check out Buckets tomorrow. We'll have that trend for you for the Friday game between the Bucks and the Pacers tomorrow in that spot. So make sure you check that out as well.